Hey guys, it's Compass. Basically what I'm going to show you today is a basic Zergling rush for those of you who haven't played Starcraft 2. I'm currently playing against a hard AI computer because I just wanted to see how difficult they were. In Starcraft 2, the difficulty raises how fast they build stuff, so it's important to be able to beat opponents who are going faster than you are. My basic strat is to build drones as fast as you can until you reach 10 population, and then it gets a little complicated for those of you who haven't learned how to micro before. Once you get to 10, you'll have one of your people, one of your drones, prepare a fast extractor. What that does is, when you build a drone, when you build an extractor, it subtracts one population. Then you can build another drone to replace it, and then cancel the extractor. So at this point, I have 11 drones available to work, and only 10 population space. And basically what that allows me to do is to continue mining without worrying about spending 100 for an overlord, and that allows me to get a hatchery down faster, and you'll see why that's important soon. So I get until 300 minerals, build a new hatchery with a third drone. I still have the second one bound to 2, so I can continue to do the fast extractor. And here you can see the refinery, or the hatchery. At this point, you can continue to do the fast extractor to get another drone, and continue to have 11 out of 10 drones. So it's a very easy 2 BE. I have my hatchery bound to 1, so 1 SD, and then hit 2, and then hit escape, and then just have it go back to mining. Once you get it down, it goes really fast, and it looks like it's a lot more efficient than actually getting the overlord. And at that point, you continue to 200 minerals and build the spawning pools I have here, and then redo the extractor, fast extractor, to 11 drones. You continue to have 11 drones until you can reach the overlord part, which is very soon. So basically I've set it up so that the spawning pool and the hatchery both arrive at the same time. And once you have 11 out of 10 here, and you're waiting to build the Zerglings, then you can begin your overlord. So it'll give you more population. And after the overlord appears, you want to build 2 drones to get yourself up to 13 out of 18 drones when everything is said and done. And that's basically it for the builds. That's all you have to build in terms of buildings. You have the overlord pop up, the 2 drones, and then you're ready to build your Zerglings as soon as this pops up. So you can start building Zerglings as soon as you have everything set. At this point you can see the Zerglings are already starting to come in, and I have them bound to run over here when they have time. In addition, you want to build a queen. This allows you to get more larvae in time to continue a big rush. Basically what you do is you build large packs of Zerglings. It's not like Starcraft 1 where you send 6 and send 6. It's more like you send 8, you send 12, you send as many as you can. And you just continue to spam those Zerglings and then build overlords when you have population space. You can see here I have my first 2 sets of Zerglings going in, and they'll be joined by a third. As I was saying before, I was playing a hard AI opponent. I had set him to random, so I don't know what I'm going to expect when I go up that hill. In this case, my opponent was playing Marines, or Terran. So he has a bunch of Marines on the hill. He has about 6 Marines here. And it goes up, all my Zerglings die. If you are a new player, you might be very demoralized by losing all your Marines, or all your Zerglings. So basically, you have to remember that the rush is continuous. It's just, you keep wearing down their defenses. So I continue to build Zerglings. You can see these large groups of Zerglings continue to come down. My queen is ready and is already casting the spawn larva, so I can continue to get all these 5 larvae to continue to build the Zerglings in a giant group of maybe 4 to 6 every few seconds. And then you continue to wear down their defense with your Zerglings. And at this point I was actually paying attention to my base, so I had no idea it actually succeeded. What you want to do once you realize you have the hill is continue to send your Zerglings into where their base is over here. So you can see I have another 8 coming in, and they're down to their marauders. And I was surprised, this is a hard AI and it's already being trashed by Zerglings. So back here you can see that I'm using the queen continually to build the larva and then continue to spam the Zerglings. So at this point I have 2 extra overlords built in that time I've been rushing, and then continuing to just get all the larvae I can to be Zerglings and send them down here where I'll send them in. At this point you can see that basically his 2 barracks are overwhelmed by my 10 Zerglings. He'll build a Marauder, and then it'll be surrounded. He'll maybe take 2 Zerglings out, then continue to lose them. He can't even keep up with the repair speed and loses all of his SCVs relatively quickly. If you're playing against a human opponent, you might have an even harder time managing against so many Zerglings attacking his front. So basically what this is it's a basic strat to get you to understand how to manage your units and your construction. As you can see, I continued to build Zerglings this entire time. I was not actually paying attention to the battle, which isn't usually a good thing to do when you're beating Starcraft. You want to be able to understand how your units respond. So if there was like a Hellion, for example, you'd have all your Zerglings killed. At this point, the computer had already resigned, so it was less than 5 minutes into the game. Basically, that's what happened. When you play on faster, by the way, it may say 7 minutes and 55 seconds, but it's definitely shorter. It's probably about 1.5 times speed. So you can see that in about 5 minutes of play, I had at least 20 Zerglings in here and about another 20 coming. And you can see it's just continuous flow. I had 44 population space. I had all filled up with Zerglings, and my queen continued to cast the ability when I could. At this point, basically, he was overwhelmed before he could get more than a dozen units. So it's a very, very rapid strat. You have to be able to master down the fast extractor if you want to get that extra drone in, or if you don't, you can go ahead and get an overlord. But it will be a little slower, so getting the fast extractor down for any of your strategies allows you to get an extra drone in play much faster than you normally would, and allows you to get more hatcheries, more buildings, and just be able to manage all of your resource collection in a much more facilitated way. Basically, that was a really quick comp stomp rush.